Hi and welcome to day one of the 30-day yoga challenge. What I'm doing for you today is taking you through a sun salutation A. Now this is a great way to warm the body up, but also to start to train the body to move with the breath, which is one of the goals of yoga practice. So let's begin by coming to the front of the mat. Take the feet together and let the arms drop down by the side. Now it's important to engage the core muscles during the practice. So just draw the belly button towards the spine, tilt the pelvis forward to lengthen the lower back and try to maintain that contraction throughout the salutation. Let your shoulders drop down the back and then moving with the breath, take a breath in as you raise the arms towards the sky. That's a breath in. Now as we exhale, we're going to bring the hands down in prayer through heart center and fold ourselves forward into what's called a full forward bend. Now depending on your flexibility, you will have your legs straight, but you may need to bend them slightly as well. That's completely fine. Either have the hands wrapped around near the ankles or have them behind the ankles, and you can draw yourself deeper into the pose. The idea is that you hang down from the hips here and let the body rest for a second. From the forward bend, we're going to inhale and come to our halfway lift. Now halfway lift, again, you can either have your hands by the side or you can choose to have your hands down below your knees. The idea here is that you have a flat back and a neutral neck. So you may have a tabletop position here, or you may choose to actually go down so that your body's about a 45-degree angle. Again, it's up to you. Slight softness in the knees or have them straight, depends on your flexibility. From the halfway lift, we then take our hands and plant them onto the mat. And we're going to step our feet back and we find ourselves in our plank position. Now this one's very important. The idea here is that you keep your wrists underneath your elbows and your shoulders. Separate the shoulder blades so that you're not sagging down. Okay, so don't sag down. Try and push the hands into the mat and push your torso away from the floor. Have a nice straight line from the shoulders all the way down through the hips to your heels. So we don't have the bum up in the air, and we don't have the bum sagging down. So nice stiff plank position here. So from here, the idea is that we move our shoulders first, but for beginners, what I'd like to do is just drop your knees to the floor, release the feet, and then keeping the elbows tight, lower yourself down to a low plank position. From here, we're then going to inhale to our upward facing dog. So upward facing dog, again, the arms are in the same position, so the hands are beneath the shoulders. The idea here is that for the upward dog is that you actually lift your knees from the mat. This is your correct upward dog. Again, don't let the shoulders drop down. Push the hands into the mat, looking forward with a nice arch in your back here. From here, we're going to tuck the toes underneath, and then as we exhale, we raise the hips towards the ceiling, pushing the hands into the mat and pushing the armpits towards the knees. So imagine yourself as if you're in an upside down V shape. So there's a nice straight line from the wrists through the elbows and the shoulders to the hips. Hips towards the ceiling. Again, have a softness perhaps in the knees and the arms. It depends on your flexibility. And then draw the heels down towards the ground. They don't need to be touching, but you will feel a nice stretch on the back of the legs. So, downward dog is actually a resting pose. We'll hold here for a second, and then from here, we're going to bend the knees, look forward, and step the feet towards the hands as we inhale back to our halfway lift. So remember the halfway lift, the back is flat, the neck is neutral. Hands can be by the knees or they can be back behind you. From the halfway lift, still moving with the breath, we're going to exhale to our full forward bend again. Again, letting yourself drape over your thighs, slight softness in the knees if you need to, or have them straight if that's how you get the stretch out of it. So that's an exhalation. We then finish the salutation by raising the arms out, swan diving up back to our mountain pose, Tadasana in Sanskrit. And then we'll bring the hands together and lower them down. So that is a full salutation A. The idea is that you move with the breath And once you're familiar, you can then start to flow with the breath. What we'll do is we'll start each day with a salutation to warm the body up and then move into progressive asanas or postures to show you the complete range.